During high school, everyone's pretty much on the same level. Everyone's doing the same thing. And to be cool around that time, it's just mostly about feigning the look, you know? You got to listen to a certain type of music. You got to dress in a certain type of a style. You've got to act a certain way. Because back in those days, there's no way for society to judge you as to how much value you can offer the world, because you can't offer anything valuable to the world because you're not working or anything. If you were working, then that's how society would judge you. But during school, you're not working. The only thing that you can judge you by is grades. And because people can't see grades on a day-to-day basis, no one cares. There's no separation. But guess what? You hit 18 now, the gap now starts to widen and things start to happen. Okay? The game changes after 18, boys. Okay? From 18 onwards, it goes like this, a V shape. The game starts to widen out, and then all the differences and all the variables of intelligence between all of your peers just widen, just go whoop. And at 18, you start to see people go this way, that way, you go the other way, and everyone just disperses into their own unique different lives, okay? This is the year when many students now go to university. That's a hierarchy in itself. You have the bad universities like Reading, and there's one by me called, I forgot the name of it, by Uxbridge, that no one likes going to really. Then you've got the upper class universities, the high caliber ones like Oxford, Cambridge, Warwick and Durham. Okay, and those are the kind of universities which give you that high status. And here we have people start going bump, 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 bump. Okay, some people could start to get a job straight away. Some people might start to work in retail. Some people might start to do plumbing apprenticeships, working in barbershops, and some people might become baby mothers and baby daddies. Everyone starts going a different way after 18, and the more years after 18, the difference in paths. And obviously, because this is the men's channel, we're going to talk about men today and their pathways. Because you can either start winning after high school or losing after high school. It's really that simple. Let's not overcomplicate it here, boys. And I believe that there's two reasons for why someone starts winning after high school and after that in later life. Two reasons. I think the less common reason is that the boy came from a good family background. That means he had two loving parents at home, which he saw regularly, and they were emotionally available to him, and they helped him with different extracurriculum subjects like sports, music, drama. These are the kind of parents that would take their son to drama classes on the weekend, soccer in the mornings on a Sunday, music lessons throughout the week to learn piano, violin, guitar, drums, extracurriculum languages like Mandarin. These are the kind of parents that put in loads into their children, and that would have been a privilege to the boy, allowing him to start winning quickly in later life. But there's one more common reason that I want to talk about today, which I think is far more prevalent, which not a lot of people talk about, okay? And that's the difference in personality type. I believe the most common reason for boys to start winning after high school is because of their personality type. Okay, some people call them alpha males. I call them type A's and type B's. And the difference is stark. And it's not really obvious during high school, these personalities, because the type A isn't allowed to express his true self during high school anyway. So it's almost like society, teachers, and the education system artificially set a level playing field during school, because the winning traits that the type A has are not allowed to be shown on display in the education system in the West. The winning traits that the type A alpha male has is frowned upon during the school system. That includes college, university, all of it. The type A's traits only become an asset to him in the real world. Okay? And that's why I venomly, I'm just going to say it because I've been hiding this my whole life. I hate school. I hate the education system. I hate everything to do with it. Because, one, it's not real. School is not real. Because in the real world, you don't get a pre-made exam made by some overpaid tenured professors sitting at home, not really changing the world, but just writing the same googly gaga and putting it into a test and then sharing it to the whole of the country. And then even when people complete that test, the grades are based upon how the percentage of people that scored in the upper quartile and the lower quartile. That is not how the world works. That is some socialism thing, man. Like, imagine in the real world you won only because you did in a certain percentage of all the win. It makes no sense, okay? It's called grade boundaries. They make no sense. School is not in the real world. In the real world, you see, winners are made by coming up with creative solutions for problems that haven't been done just yet, okay? In the real world, the jobs that have a pre-made result, those are the lowest paying jobs, i.e., hey, in McDonald's, this is how you make fries. You do the exact same thing over and over again. Those are the most lowest paying jobs. As you climb the work hierarchy, the highest paid jobs are the ones where there's no, this is what you've got to do day to day. The highest paid jobs are the ones where there's no manual at all. So that's why I hate school, because it doesn't resemble the real world at all. So you could easily have an A-star student in the educational world become an absolute loser in the real world because the skills that made him win in school are not the skills that will work to win in real life. The real world does not reward those that excel at the educational system. The educational system merely makes sheep so that they can work for the students who got C in high school. A lot of the times what ends up happening is the A-star students start working for the C students because the C students didn't get A stars because they're dumb. They got C's because they just weren't bothered to play by the artificial rules of the educational system. The school world does not allow for the alpha male, the type A male, to show off his dominant traits. Those aren't allowed in the school system. And that's why for any type A, they're going to struggle in the educational world. This will be a common theme over and over and over again. For any type A that you encounter, the first 20 years or so of their life will be an absolute pain because they're pretty much a dog barking and just growling to go on a leash, but not being allowed to go. And what's sad about it is for those type A's, they don't even know why they're so upset because they don't know what they're missing out on. Because in the real world, at least in the West, it's a free world. It's a free country. Out there, they're going to be able to express their true selves. But during school, they think that what they're doing is wrong. But they're in for a real treat, ladies and gents, because once they get off that leash of the education system, they're going to be top class winners. Because the natural traits of an alpha type A male are conducive to winning in the real world. The traits needed to win in the real world, the type A has by default. Not only does he have those traits by default, but he has them in abundance and he actually likes doing them. He likes to be dominant. He likes to go after his dreams. He likes to overwork himself. He likes to be disagreeable. He likes learning new things. He plays to win, not for the enjoyment. A type A is a whole different beast. And he comes pre-made, pre-packaged with all of the traits to win in the real world. And I believe this is one of the greatest reasons we see such a gap straight out of high school. Because as soon as that type A is off that leash of the educational system, he's now making up for lost time. He's like, let's go, vamos a hacerlo. He's trying to make up for lost time because for so long, you know, you've been on this leash and it's just so painful. Like, have you ever been in a car in traffic and you've been waiting to go? You want to hit top speed, but the traffic's moving so slow. You're moving at 2 miles per hour. But as soon as that road opens up, you're like, you're hitting top speeds quick, boy. Like, it's nuts. And that's like the type A after he leaves high school, because he realizes, damn, I'm in the real world now. This is great. Where the type Bs are getting kind of nervous, the type A sees all the opportunities around him. It's like, whoa, this is so cool, man. Like, this is where I was made to be. Now it's time to start building, dreaming, and making things happen. And that's exactly what he does. He goes out there and he makes his dreams turn into reality. This isn't a guy who just talks the talk. This is a man who walks the walk. He does what he says he's going to do and more. He over-delivers on everything that he does. It's not a thing of like, I'm going to get this done and call it a day. No. He's in it to win it. He's in it to beat all of the competition. He's in it to destroy the marketplace and take it for himself. This is the type of man to build a building, destroy it and build it over again just to make it bigger and better. That's the mindset of a type A alpha male. And this is the reason why they go out of school like Ferraris, roaring like dragons, because they have all this inbuilt fire. There's this fire in the type A alpha male that the type Bs simply just do not have. This is the big one here. There's a underlying fire. It's not like it's a physical fire, guys. Obviously you can't see it, but in encountering a type A male, you're gonna feel this big fire. Like it's silently raging through his brain. Like you feel it through his heart, his aura, his energy, his spirit. It's railing through there. And the type Bs just don't have this. And the fire that the type A alpha male has induces a spark. It's a catalyst for a crazy spark. And with that spark comes energy. With that spark comes personality. With that spark comes excitement and adventure and a thirst for knowledge. It's a kind of spark that the type Bs just simply do not have. And as I have gotten older and older, it's become more and more clear to me that type As are not made, they're born. You just can't teach this fire to a type B. The type Bs are lacking in this department. They just haven't got it. And yes, most of the population of men all across the globe are type B males. They just can't feel this spark. This is the kind of spark that the type A has all the time, while he's sleeping, while he's on holiday, if he wants to go on holiday, while he's traveling, working, meditating, on the bus, on the train, on the airplane, everywhere. This spark is raging non-stop. It's like a motor. Non-stop movement. It's like a pendulum. The momentum goes on forever. Like maybe these type Bs, they can step into this spark for like 20 seconds, but as soon as 20 seconds up, they're like, oh my God, this is too much, I'm done. I want to go home. The type Bs, they play games for their enjoyment. For example, if they're playing football to go to goals, have some fun, have some camaraderie with their friends, chill back, have a good time. It'd be nice to win, against the other team, but that's not what they're really in it for. They're in it to have friends, enjoy themselves, and have a leisurely time, okay? The type A, he don't care about none of that. He's in it to win it. If he makes friends or not in the game, he doesn't care. That's not his initiative, and he puts that way behind him. He's looking to win that football match. And it's the same thing in the workplace. While most people just come in just to pay their bills in the workplace, make a friend or two, have some camaraderie, group projects and stuff like that. So type A don't care about none of that. He says, bun all of that. I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. He's in the workplace to win, to bring something new to the market, to bring something new to the customers that has never been seen before. He's in it to change the world. This is a different type of spark, ladies and gentlemen. He's just not at work just to make his rent that month, pay a few bills and drive a nice car. No. He don't care about none of that. Of course, those things are nice and some of the things are even necessary, but what he's in it really for is to win the game, to change the marketplace, to change the world as we know it. It's a different type of energy, and that energy, my boys, is raging. It's a raging damn fire. Shh. This ain't no picnic in the park. This ain't no Dragon Ball Z fire thing, This is Games of Thrones dragons thing out here, okay? Flame throwing all over the place. He wants to take over the world. It's this kind of, the type Bs and some underdeveloped people will call it some sort of mental craziness or some sort of mental illness. But it's a rage and it's a flame to win. Everything for the type A male is about to win. And you just can't teach this to nobody. It's either you're another type A male and you get it and those two people will bond, or you're a type B and you're thinking, what the hell is this? I'm just here to play, bro. I'm just at the pub to have a drink with my friends. The type A is not on any of that crap. Okay? So when you see a type A and a type B coming out of high school, that type A is going to be going out there and he's going to be like, rah, 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 rah. And his pace of success is going to move exponentially faster than all of the people around him. The only other people that are going to be keeping up around him are rich, privileged kids from good family backgrounds. They will kind of keep up with him. But my God, if you've got a type A with a good family background and a type A in his personality type, it's game over. No one's going to beat him. No one's holding that guy down. The only way for you to hold that guy down is you got to kill him off. And you know what? In the past, that's what a lot of people did to type A males. Because the type of motivation that the type A male has is really hard to keep up with. He's off like a rocket. He's not looking behind for nobody. It's either you're jumping on this train or you're not. And if you're not trying to jump on, I'll bun you, I'm gone. This isn't a guy that says, oh my God, my friend's back there, my feelings, rah, rah, da, 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 da. I'm going to stay with my friends and, and ignore my dream for a little bit. No. He's saying bun his friends, he's going out for his dream, he's going to win this game. He ain't got time to be saying, oh my God, my friends have been with me since I was 5 years old and I would feel so bad if I left them and I don't know if I could live without them and I got a girlfriend there and she wants me to stay here, but even though I've got a big opportunity in a different country, I'm going to stay there with my girlfriend. No way. He ain't never saying that. That's something that will never come out of a type A's mouth. If his girlfriend ain't following him to that next country, he'll dump her, go to the next country, find another woman there. He's not holding back for anything. He's not holding back on emotions. He's not holding back because of family ties. He's not holding back because of blood or past history with past people. This isn't to say that the type A isn't emotional. It's just that he doesn't hang on to emotions to ruin him. See, the type Bs, a lot of the times they use emotion, their need for how would I say it? For untradeable emotion usually destroys them in their professional and relationship life because they keep sacrificing their own needs for other people. Now, again, that doesn't mean that the type A doesn't have any emotions. He does. In fact, he has more emotions than type B usually. He's actually more emotion sensitive, but he knows when emotions is a vice. It's like pizza. There's a time and place to have pizza, you know? If you're having a party, you know, you're celebrating a big occasion and everyone's eating pizza and getting drunk, you know, that one time of the year, because it's a magical moment. You just want £1 million on a business deal or something crazy, you know, you can eat the pizza. But you've got to know when to hold back, and on a daily basis, you should not be eating no pizza, right? So it's the same thing with a type A alpha male. He knows when emotions can take him further in life and when emotions can hold him back. And one of the biggest problems in life is people hold on too tightly to their emotions, and it ruins them from the inside out. Emotions can be the biggest vice of your life. Emotions can ruin you if you don't use them wisely. And emotions can also do great things for you, but you have to know when and where to use and take in and when to turn off things. You know, if you've got a big job offer paying 5 times the amount of what you're making now and a way bigger trajectory for a career, yeah, this is the time to say, bun your friends and family, I'm gone. Okay? So as you the type A goes through life now and starts to achieve more and more, he's going to start to realize, oh my God, my friends aren't really keeping up with me. Okay? And yeah, does he feel the feelings of like, oh my God, I'm about to let go? Of course he does. But too many of times we hold on to our friendships at the detriment to our own long-term futures. It happens all the time. Oh my God, my friends are going to live here the rest of their life. My mum lives, my dad lives here. So I'm going to stay here too. No. If you got to pack up and leave for your dream, you go, boy. If you got to go to another country, switch jobs, find a new family abroad, make a new family, dump your girlfriend, find a new one. This is what you got to do to become successful. And you can do to the contrary of what I'm saying, but you're going to pay the price in later life because you might get resentful. In fact, you know what? I know you will get resentful in later life. This is where the midlife crisis comes from. It comes from the fact that, oh my God, I'm now halfway through my life, but none of the things that I've done was actually for me. None of the things that I've done are actually things that I've wanted to do. I've just followed either society's just message and path, or I followed my wife's way of thinking, and here I am. I haven't really achieved anything for me. I've just followed the right thing to do my entire life, and actually, I've done nothing for myself. That is the midlife crisis. Winners and people that have achieved their dreams do not have midlife crisis. If you truly follow your heart in terms of where you want to go, where you want to be, where you want to end up, you will never have a midlife crisis. If you can die today and you can say to yourself, my God, I have no regrets because I tried everything I wanted to try, then you will never have a midlife crisis. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to win in the things that you do. But the key thing is you want to be in your deathbed and you want to say to yourself, you know what, I did make a try to making a business. I did have a try at becoming a pop star or a rapper or a football player. You tried out these things. The key isn't winning. The key is to try out these things. You want to go to your deathbed and say to yourself, yeah, I have zero regrets at all. I went after the girl that I wanted. I asked her on a date. She said no, but you know what? I tried and now I have no regrets because it's like, I know what would have happened because I did what would have happened. But those that, you know, I've heard these stories about, I was pining for this girl for 10 years in my workplace and I never said hi to her or asked her on a date. Those guys are going to go to their deathbed crying because they're going to think, oh my God, I was such a beep and I didn't even try to go after what I really wanted. It's the people that are 70 that didn't go after the business or the dream that they wanted, and now they're bitter at home with little money and they're not saying to themselves, oh my God, I wish I had just tried to go after that dream of mine. I wonder what would have happened if I went after that dream. These are the people that are bitter, sad, and depressed. You don't want to be them. So, the type A, he puts a lot of emotion into everything that he does, in fact. But he knows when and where to use it. Especially for a man, emotions has its time and its place. And quite frankly, most of the time, there is no place for emotion. The only time you should be really emotional is, and only for some of the time, is with your wife, girlfriend, or kids. Apart from that, most of the time, it's logic out here, okay? You've got to be building steps to build your future, especially as a man. You've got to be logical and methodical in your approach to life. Because whether you like it or not, This game of life here, it is a race. And the winners will win. Okay, the losers can stand there and say, oh my God, there's no race here at all. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're still going to be losing. Well, these winners out here are going to be so far ahead, you're never going to catch up. Because guess what? The devil always comes back to ask for its dues. This is how it goes. And the more and more I see it, and the more and more I grow up, the more and more I realize type Bs were born that way. And you can't teach them how to be a type A. There's a fire within them that just can't be taught. It's a personality type made from birth. It's just within. It's either you have that spark or you don't. I wish it was another way, but it simply is not that way. And the more and more I look around, I can just spot type B, type B, type D, type B, type A, type B, type B, type B, type A. Even when they're young, even when a boy's a teenager, I can just spot them out. Type B, 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 A, B, 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 A, B, 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 and that's the A right there, easily spottable. I can spot them within seconds, and I believe women can too. Women can too. Because the type A comes across as so much energy, so much fire in his spirit that it just can't be missed. Whether he's 21 or 50, this type of man has the same type of fire always. He's always on fire. He's flaming. You know when you have those fire emojis? Yeah, that emoji should be called type A. Because only the type A has it. So after a while, the type A is going to be like, you know what? Obviously, emotionally wise, I've been with these friends since high school or primary school, whatever like that. But you know what? These guys are now holding me back. And the type A will not allow himself to be held back by anyone who stops him from achieving his dream. Because a lot of times what you'll see with type Bs is they continue to do the same thing that they did during high school. That thought process continues on even past 30 and 40. But the type A, he's so rapidly improving. A lot of the vices that he was committing back when he was 21, he's now given them all up because he's organizing his life in such a way that he's going to win. And not win once, he's going to win all the time. The type A wants to win all the time. Todo el tiempo. Todo el tiempo. Perdóname. I need my accent back. Here we go, guys. But a lot of the type Bs, because they're so focused on having leisure all the time, a lot of the times they just aren't bothered to really put their nose down to the grindstone and, you know, go after that dream of theirs. Because for the type A, it's more than just going after their dream, making money and changing the world. It's all that. But it's also, he needs to be the best version of himself. And that's something that's severely lacking in type Bs. You know, it's the type A wants to improve all of his skills, all of his skill sets, his conversational skills, his flirting, his skills in money management, his skills in fixing cars, his skills in fixing bicycles, whatever the skill might be. The type A is constantly on a move to be upping non-stop. But the type Bs are not in it. They're only in to do those type of things only if they get emotional stimulation from other men, i.e. group projects, like we're going to have fun together doing this, we're going to work as a team. The type A is not on that. The type A is the leader of the group. He's the one pulling the others to win with him. It's the type Bs that want to play together and enjoy the ride, not the result. It's two different ways of thinking. And that's why as the type A, the type Bs grow up, they're going to separate. And yes, it is hard, you know, because you remember your friends from high school. These were your boys for all that time. It's not a thing like, you know what I'm saying? I've had friends that I literally had in my class every single school day until 16. One of my friends, I've known him since I was 4 or 5, since reception. He was in every single one of my class until the last few months of A-levels when I was there. I left halfway through A-levels of the first year. Every single class I was in with him, from year 1 to year 6, we were in the exact same class. From year 6 to year 11, we went to the same high school. We were in the same form. I was set 1 for maths, set 1 for English, set 1 for science. We were in all those classes together. Yeah, there were a few other subjects like RE and stuff that we weren't in. Yeah, but 99% of the classes we were in together, including our same form. It's just nuts. We were in the same form. Like, you just can't make this up. Then in SATs, then in A-levels, we got into the same class, the same form again. Like, it's just nuts. And then we were friends all the way to 25. I would have regarded him as my best friend for all that time. But we ain't friends no more because our life just drifted so far apart that, we just couldn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And that's not to say that he's a bad person or that I'm a bad person. It's just that once you level up your life to a certain point, you just think so differently that things just don't compute. Like, at 21, I wouldn't mind holding a beer can and walking down the road and street and just having a drink with my friends on a summer day. Because that looks cool for a 21-year-old, actually. You might even attract girls doing that. But at 30, just drinking from a beer can in a park, it just looks so uncouth. I buy bottles now. If I'm going to have a picnic, which is rare for me, by the way. If I am going to have a picnic outside or have a barbecue in the garden, I'm going to have bottled beers. I don't want cans no more. Sorry, but there's something unclassy about bottles, and the taste is better too. Sorry, there's something unclassy about beer cans, and also for beer bottles, the taste is better, it looks better. I just feel like there's certain things that I have come to the conclusion to, mindset wise. In fact, the other day I was talking to a lady that I've known for quite a while. Their family's doing quite well, quite normally well, but it's obvious and clear to me where her forthcomings are, because I was talking to her about a certain group who was doing these YouTube videos, and I said to her, oh my God, if they had just continued with that, they would have made it, because these guys were really good. They were on it. But again, I would say all of the people from that group were type Bs. So they gave up easily, okay? Because they ain't got that kind of like going on fire. They ain't got it, okay? But the idea itself, it was a winning idea. And I said to her, oh my God, if they had just kept going, they would have just won and taken over the world with that area of expertise. And she said, no, but who says that? Negative mindset. People that have negative mindsets to life in terms of success, I just don't deal with. I deal with people that have abundance mindsets that think, oh my God, the sky's the limit. And as people get older, they either start winning or start losing. And the losers, what happens is they've gotten beat down so much that they now believe that whatever idea that they come up with or whatever idea other people come up with, it's just going to fail because life has failed for them, so it's impossible for it to work for anybody else. But winners, they think non-stop new ideas. My biggest clients, they're running 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ideas at a time with new projects, new theories, new ways of running business. They've got so many things that has got spotted all over the place. My clients, my best clients, okay? The sky's the limit. Let's do that. Let's do this. The sky is the limit. The world is your oyster. They just want to do that, this, boom, boom, boom. Like, yeah, let's go after it. Let's go. Let's boom, boom, yeah. Because once you start to see success, you start to realize, oh my God, there's a pattern to this. It starts from an idea, you invest, you lose some money, lose some time, lose some sleep, lose some energy, lose some emotion. And then a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, you start to see, the rewards for your harvest. For example, me, I was doing daily vlogging on my old YouTube channel, Hezron, for 2 years straight, every single day making a new video. And yeah, I had ads on them, but because the average video got 300 views, I was pretty much making $0 from that. So pretty much I was making no money. But I didn't even realize, even myself, I didn't realize that one, BBC would pick me up from seeing me do that daily vlogging. So that was the first win. And that two, a few years after the BBC, I would make my own production company, which is where I'm now starting to win and starting to win big. But I didn't see that coming because in the moment, I just wanted to win. I just wanted to be the best vlogger I could, learn new skills, become the best version of myself. That's something that's really personable to me. I want to be the best version of myself every single day. And I realized after that, now that I'm here and I'm almost 30, it's like, raw, that was the path to success and where I am today. It's because I was vlogging back when I was 17 and 16 that I'm winning now that I'm almost 30. That's a 14-year runway. Nuts. That's the trajectory. And the winners that know this, that know that sometimes success doesn't come right away. In fact, most of the time, success does not come right away. They know to wait it out and outbeat the game and wait. But too many people, they have this bad mindset around them. It's like, my God, whatever I did, it's not going to work. Just don't give up on the dreams. I can't stand to be around the type of people. It's these small types of things that you start to grow and you'll get more successful. And then the gap starts to widen. Even in terms of, okay, as a friendship group, where are we going to eat? They want to go one place. I'm not afraid of going to places no more. I'm not on that level no more. I don't want to eat there. Even when you go to a barbecue and they're playing certain type of dirty music with dirty, foul words, I am not interested in that no more. Are they going after their dreams? Can I deal with friends now that are going after their dream? Because there's a certain energy that you bring once you go after your dreams every single day. There's a certain hustle that you bring to the table. Okay? I can only be around people that are on that same hustle as me. So all of the friends that I had when I was 21, they're all gone. Every single one of them. I got rid of every single one of them. I don't want to be friends with them no more. I would say most of my friends now are over 50 years old. I have friends in their 70s. My mentor's in his late 60s, I would say. Possibly early. Actually, is he in his early 60s? Either way, he's in his 60s. Okay? And I have lots of friends in their 40s. Lots of friends in their 40s. And quite a few friends in their 50s. So, because they're just on a level where it's like we're talking about things that a lot of my friends now are still talking about getting girls. That stage of life for me passed when I was like 21. I already beat that game a long time ago. Okay, I know how to deal with that. That's just not even. But right now I'm turning 30. Okay, and the game has now changed, and I'm thinking about bigger and better things now. Women come, women go, not a problem. But I'm not going to be going to the club just to get girls when I'm 29. That is so pathetic to me. Grow up. It's a mad thing. So. This is where the fire starts to begin between the type A and the type B and the contention. Because they're two different types of people. And that's why it's going to be hard for them to interact in the real world after high school because they're just not meeting on the same level. They're in the same world, they're physically in the same place, but they're in their minds, in their hearts, they're worlds apart. And I've tried to teach type Bs how to be a type A, but they just can't do it. They just haven't got the edge. Just a real sharp edge of a type A male. Which one is really attractive to women, and two is inducive to winning. Because those traits, to win in life, you have to be disagreeable, go after what you want, not be held back by emotions, and go after your dreams non-stop. And the type A has all of those things and he likes to be in that place. See, type Bs, they don't like to be disagreeable. They want to be part of the team. They want to be loved in the team. See, the type A doesn't care about being liked in the team. He just wants to be off and win. Okay? And paradoxically, when the type A wins, everyone wins anyway. But because type Bs never win, because they don't try to, because they want to help the rest of the team, no one wins. Look at everyone in history. Okay? It's always run by one leader. And then everyone wins. So even if in the short term, the type A ignores your feelings or makes you feel bad in a certain moment, in the long run, when you're with a winner, everyone wins indirectly. You see, type Bs, they try to force wins directly. They want to forcefully choose to, I want to help you. That usually doesn't work. Because if you give up on your dreams to just make money for now, you will never become rich. But the type A, he says no to a lot of people. But then once he wins in his dream and he wins big, everybody gets paid. Everybody gets a job. Everybody gets status. Everybody gets new experiences. Everybody gets flown out. See, the type A doesn't need to force the wins upon people. He knows that for as long as he wins himself, everyone in his vicinity, everyone in his circle, everybody in his entourage will win. It's not a forceful experience, ladies and gents. That's why I'm saying type A's are born. You can't choose to be an alpha. It's either you're an alpha or you're not. And if you're getting angry at me for saying that, that means you're a type B. The type A's understand what I'm saying intrinsically. They get it in their blood. But But all the ones, you're a type B. And there's nothing wrong with being a type B, because I'll tell you what, being a type A has absolutely nothing to do with being a high value man. You could be a high value man, but be a type B. Not a problem. All I'm saying is it's easier to become a high value man if you're a type A, because all of those traits that you need to become a high value man come for free. Whereas the type B, he doesn't really want to work late at night all the time. He wants to relax and enjoy himself, have a work-to-life balance and enjoy himself and come back to his wife, put the money in her hand and relax back and watch a few shows and then do the same thing the next day. The type A, he doesn't care about any of that. He doesn't care about no work-life balance. He wants to win again, win. So it really is a different world. Un mundo muy diferente. And this is one of the causes for so many separations in male friendships. The lack of understanding on both sides, because really and truly, it's not that the beta doesn't understand the alpha, it's also that the type A doesn't understand the type B too. It's both simultaneously happening at the same time. And this causes so much tension in the friendship. This causes so much issues. This causes so much cause for disagreement. But anyway, the type A likes that anyway. He wants to disagree with the type B. He enjoys battling and debating the type B. And, you know, the type B calls that harsh. But for the type A, he's just debating. That's his natural place to be. But type B is like, why are you being so harsh, bro? Why are you being so rude to me? No. The type A is just playing with you. It's even little lion puppies, whatever you call them, little cubs. They're just playing rough in the safari. That's what the type A likes to do. He's just playing rough. But for a type B, it's seen as some sort of like, oh, why are you being so harsh to me, bro? You're very harsh. It hurts my feelings. But for the type A, this is his place to be. The type A loves a good verbal debate. He loves a good bit of mental stimulation because he enjoys becoming a better version of himself. He knows he needs that to become better. But you see, the type B, he doesn't want to become a better version of himself. He doesn't need that mental stimulation. That mental stimulation for him is usually just a pain, unless he's really smart. That's the only difference. So the type Bs, for them to become high value men, they have to be motivated by something else. The type A is motivated by definition because he is a type A, so he doesn't need any other external motivation. But for type B, he will need external motivation. So that could be a wife, about to be going broke, about to lose his house, about to go homeless. That could be having his first child. He needs some sort of tangible external reason for him to work so hard, like a type A. Whereas a type A, doesn't matter if he's broke, poor, rich, 0 kids or 100 kids, he's working hard regardless. He's on it like a rocket. And too many of times, type Bs look up to these type As and they want to emulate them. But it's like, bro, don't even try. The type A has something you will never get. You will never have it. No amount of money will buy you the spirit, the fire, and the love of a type A. It's different. The type A moves different, bro. The type A can do things that a type B could only dream of. 20 hours a day for 7 days a week or for the next 2 years, not a problem. But for the type B, it's like, oh my God, I'm done after 2 months. I want to go home, then take my wife and kids on a holiday and just relax for 2 weeks on the sun. And these are the causes of men's long-term life results. If I know someone's a type A, I pretty much know where they're going to go. If I know someone's a type B, I know where they're going to go. I know how they're going to treat their wife. I know how they're going to respond to their wife and their children. I know how they're going to act in the workplace. I know the chances of them becoming a boss or an entrepreneur. And I know that the chances of them staying as an employee in the exact same position, making the same amount of money in the same company for decades to come. I can pretty much work out a person, because once you know somebody's personality type, you know the person. Everything stems from personality type. And that personality type, it's locked in for life. Todos. For life. You can't change it. A mistake a lot of women do in terms of choosing a partner is they choose the type B when they're young because he's relaxed, he's so well-mannered, he's so easygoing, it's so leisure-like. But then as the couple becomes older, into their 40s and 50s, they realize that money and success is so important to a good, healthy life. And then what usually happens is two things. The woman gets resentful for not choosing the real alpha male that was harder up front, but gave better long-term results in the end. And the man becomes resentful for not going after his dream and conceding to his wife and doing everything in terms of her life goals and not his. Can I tell you something? No matter if you're a type A or type B male, males' life goals are always different from a woman's life goals. Okay? A lot of things overlap, but there's certain things that men want to do and there's certain things that women want to do. And because most men are type B men, they're going to eventually concede to the woman and give up all of their hopes and dreams and follow what the woman says. That's not a bad thing at all. Raising great kids, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Not at all. I'm just trying to tell you how it is. This is the type of man that when they first met, he had a guitar, a piano, a motorcycle in the shed, and maybe a fast car. But as soon as he got married, my God, now there's like tree cutting tools, a saw, an axe, cleaning utensils in the garage, and all of his passions, they're gone because he had to give up all of his passions, his dreams, and his life's hopes for the family. And again, that's not a bad thing because you're raising a great family. But guess what? You can never show your family that true love that you have to give because you didn't achieve who you want to be. In a way, you're lying to yourself, because if a man never becomes who he wants to be, in effect, that means he's not being his true, authentic self. If an engine is a Ferrari, but it's pretending to be a Ford, when people drive that car, that means that engine is a fake. And that's what a lot of men do. They are one type of man inside. They have a certain type of passions inside, but they concede those passions away to follow a woman, and therefore he's not being his true, authentic self to both his wife and his kids, his peers, and his wider network, including his workplace. You can only be the truest version of yourself once you actually achieve your dream. Because without a dream in your heart and achieving it, you just don't have that kind of happiness that you're after for. Because that dream is knocking your head. If you've hit it for a long time, you might be trying to suppress it. So it might come up once a week, once a month. But really and truly, every man has that dream. I'm going to say, what's your dream? And you know it. And you might be scared to say it because you're embarrassed that you haven't achieved it yet. But deep down inside, you know exactly what your dream is. You know exactly what it is. And you need to go after that. The type A is more likely to achieve his dream because of his natural inborn traits. The type B has more of a chance of achieving those things because he has all of the traits to win inbuilt into his system, into his body. And it's going to be very hard for the type Bs to catch up the more and more time goes along, because as more and more time goes along, the gap widens like this. Yeah, man. It's a lonely road. And then on top of that, type A's are more likely to become entrepreneurs. If you're a type A, I will always tell you, make a business. You can survive being an entrepreneur, as Patrick Bet-David calls them, but for a type A, like Patrick Bet-David, by the way, like Steve Jobs, like Trump, is to own your own business. Because in a business, you see, a type A alpha male can run wild being himself. There's no better place to be a type A than you run your own business. Because when you're working for somebody else, even if you are an entrepreneur, even if you are an exec, a CEO, there's still kind of rules you got to follow and protocols that are already pre-established. But in your own business, my God, it's like a wild west. You can do whatever you want as long as it's within the law. Your own rules, your own protocols, your own company culture. You get to build everything from the ground up. And guess what? That's exactly the way that type A alpha males want it anyway. So for him, it's a win. Type A's must get into their own business. And in contrast, Type B's love to work for somebody else. That is their place to be. Type B's love being part of a team. So for that reason, I would always tell those guys, never make a business. Your skill set doesn't bode well with it. Do Type B's make businesses? Of course, many Type B's make businesses. But from what I've seen, the Type A's have a better chance of their business working out financially. And 2, they're more happy running them. A lot of Type B's get into business and they might make a great business, making lots of money doing it, but they don't really like being in control and being in that role. Because that role requires control, dominance, disagreeableness, creativity, harshness, ruthlessness, being a bit cold. And the Type B doesn't really gel with those kind of traits. The Type A does. That's why I say to the overwhelming majority of Type Bs, don't get into a business. The only reason a Type B should get into a business is because they have a product or a service which is just so amazing it can change the world. But for all Type A's, I will say, no matter if you've got a world-changing product or service, make a business. Even if you make an average cleaning service, I do photography. If you do a car cleaning service, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the business. It's about the fact you will be in total control when you run your own business. And a Type A fits that. He loves that. That is his place to be. You see when like a dog rolls around in mud on a wet day, that's a Type A alpha male in his own business. He's just soaking in the sunshine like, oh, this feels so good. Woof. What have I been missing out on my entire life? And for me, when I started running my own business and started having staff and things like that, I was like, wow, this just fits like the last puzzle of my life. It's like it just went ching, just fit right in, me being an entrepreneur. And if someone had told me these things about Type A and the fact that I was a Type A, I would have made a business years ago. Years ago. I wish I did. I wish I failed a few businesses before this. I wish I had learned more lessons, because I would have been more far ahead than I am now. But you know what? Praise to be, because I'm here. Regardless of where I could have been, you know what? I'm doing better than most people. So I'm going to be saying thank you. I'm not going to be getting like, oh my God, no way, regrets. I don't regret it, but all I'm saying is if I did turn back the time, I would have made a business as soon as I was legally able to. What's that, when I was 18 or so? There's so many benefits and perks of having your own business and stuff. So it's like, raw. So yeah, man, Type B's, Type A's, you can't choose to be them. And even in terms of the way they talk and act and go through the world, like it's a different world for those two types. Like it's a different world. But end of the day, in the final analysis, Type A's are the employers and Type B's are the ones that work for Type A's. In any business, there can only be one business owner and then thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And in the case of like Amazon, millions of employees. So that is the deal. That is el trato. Yeah, man. This is the Hezron Springer Show. We'll see you in the next one. Lagate, chamacos.